Hello there. I'm Dr. David Thompson. Before we dive into the science today, I want to tell you about a woman named Martha. Martha was 72 years old when she first came to my clinic in Columbus, Ohio. She didn't walk in. Her son pushed her in a wheelchair. Her face was etched with a kind of weary pain I've seen too many times in my 30 years of practice. She told me, "Doctor, the surgeon says it's bone on bone. They want to schedule a double knee replacement, but I'm terrified of the surgery. And if I don't do it, my kids are already looking at assisted living facilities for me because I can't even get to the bathroom by myself anymore." Martha felt like her life was over. She felt like a burden. She was taking maximum doses of ibuprofen every day, which was starting to tear up her stomach lining, yet her knees still felt like they were filled with crushed glass. But here is the part that might shock you. Today, Martha is 74. She didn't have that surgery. Last month, she sent me a photo from the Great Smoky Mountains. She wasn't in a wheelchair. She was standing on a trail, holding a walking stick, with a grin that spanned from ear to ear. How did she do it? Was it a miracle drug? A secret injection? No. Martha tapped into a biological process that 97% of modern doctors, even the well-meaning ones, completely overlook. They are trained to see the body as a machine with parts that simply wear out and need replacing. But the human body is not a car. It is a living, breathing, self-regenerating organism. Today, I'm going to show you exactly what I showed Martha. I'm going to reveal the 4 specific superfoods that provide the biological bricks and mortar your knees need to dampen inflammation and actually support the health of your cartilage. This isn't about managing pain. It's about giving your body the tools to do what it was designed to do. Before we go any further, I want to get to know you. If you're watching this, you're likely feeling that same frustration Martha felt. Do me a favor, right now, stop the video for a second and go down to the comments. Write your age and one word that describes your knee health. Is it stiff? Clicking? Swollen? Or maybe you're an office worker feeling that dull ache after sitting for 8 hours. I see these comments every day, and I want you to know, it is not your fault. You've been told that your joint pain is just old age or bad genetics. That is a myth. While genetics play a role, your cartilage is a living tissue. It requires very specific, high-octane fuel to stay supple and strong. The reason most people's knees fail as they age isn't just the years. It's a chronic deficiency in 4 specific nutrient groups that our modern diet has completely stripped away. If you provide the right building blocks, you can change the environment inside that joint capsule. For those who are new to this channel, welcome. I have spent over 3 decades in the trenches of clinical medicine. I've seen the rise of pill for an ill culture, and frankly, I grew tired of seeing my patients get sicker while their medicine cabinets grew fuller. My mission now is simple: to help you reclaim your independence and your mobility using the power of scientifically backed nutrition. I want you to be the person who can play with your grandkids on the floor, who can garden without fear, and who can walk through the grocery store without looking for the nearest bench. Everything I share with you today is based on peer-reviewed research and the real-world results I've seen in thousands of patients like Martha. Now, let's see where you currently stand. I want you to count how many of these 5 symptoms you've experienced in the last month. Keep a mental tally or, better yet, write the number in the comments. 1. The morning log effect. Do your knees feel incredibly stiff for the first 15 to 30 minutes after you wake up? 2. The Rice Krispies sound. When you squat or stand up, do you hear a distinct popping, cracking, or grinding sound? 3. The stair struggle. Do you find yourself bracing against the handrail specifically when going down the stairs? 4. Post-activity swelling. Do your knees feel puffy, or warm to the touch after a long walk or a day at work. 5. The weather report. Can you literally feel when a rainstorm is coming because your joints start to throb? If you answered yes to 2 or more of these, you are likely dealing with chronic low-grade inflammation and chondrocyte stress. Think of your cartilage like a sponge. When it's healthy, it's soaked in fluid, bouncy, and slick. When you have chronic inflammation, what I call the invisible fire, it's like that sponge is sitting out in the sun. It becomes brittle, dry, and starts to crumble. But here is the good news. We can put out the fire, and we can rehydrate the sponge. The first superfood on our list is one that many people shy away from, but it is perhaps the most potent joint saver in existence: sardines and wild-caught salmon. Take George, a 60-year-old accountant. George loved golf, but he had to give it up because by the 9th hole, his knees were so inflamed he could barely swing. He was taking 800 milligrams of Advil just to get through the day. We put him on a protocol that included small fatty fish 3 times a week. Within just 4 weeks, George called me. He said the heat in his knees was gone. He played a full 18 holes and didn't even reach for the medicine cabinet. Why did this work? It's all about omega-3 fatty acids, EPA and DHA. Think of omega-3s as your body's internal fire extinguisher. When your cartilage is under attack, your body produces pro-inflammatory molecules called cytokines. Omega-3s go into the joint and actually inhibit the production of these molecular scissors that chew away at your cartilage. Specifically, they produce compounds called resolvins, which, as the name suggests, help resolve inflammation rather than just masking it. A landmark study published in the journal Rheumatology in 2017 found that patients with high intakes of omega-3s reported significantly less joint pain and morning stiffness. They even found that these fats could reduce the expression of enzymes that break down cartilage. Practical guide. The dosage. Aim for 3 to 4 servings per week. The choice. Wild-caught is key. If you don't like salmon, sardines are actually better because they are lower on the food chain and contain less mercury. Golden rule. Always eat these with a bit of healthy fat, like avocado, to increase absorption. Avoid frying them in vegetable oils, like soybean or corn oil, as those contain omega-3 excess, which can actually start the fire we're trying to put out. Have you ever tried sardines? Or does the smell put you off? Tell me in the comments, and I might give you a tip on how to mask the taste. Our second superfood is bright, crunchy, and often ignored in favor of its green cousins, red bell peppers. I remember Sarah, a 52-year-old woman who had just had her 3rd child later in life. Postpartum, her joints felt loose and achy, a common issue due to hormonal shifts. She was worried she was developing early arthritis. We focused on upping her intake of architectural nutrients. Within a month, she felt sturdier. She could carry her baby up the stairs without that terrifying giving way feeling in her knees. Most people think of oranges when they think of vitamin C, but a red bell pepper actually has nearly triple the vitamin C of an orange. Why does this matter for your knees? Vitamin C is the primary architect for collagen synthesis. Imagine you are building a house. Collagen is the wood frame. You can have all the wood in the world, but if you don't have nails, the house won't stand. Vitamin C acts as the nails. It cross-links the protein fibers to create a strong, resilient cartilage matrix. Without it, your cartilage stays weak and mushy. According to a study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, individuals with high vitamin C intake were 3 times less likely to experience the progression of osteoarthritis compared to those with low intake. Practical guide. The preparation. Eat them raw or lightly sautéed. Heat can destroy vitamin C, so don't overcook them until they are mush. Golden time. Eat these at lunch. This provides a steady stream of vitamin C for your body to use during your most active hours. Note, if you have a nightshade sensitivity, you can swap these for kiwis or strawberries, which are also excellent architects. Next up is a group of vegetables that most kids hate, but your knees absolutely love: broccoli and Brussels sprouts. Linda, 68, came to me with bone-on-bone clicking. She felt like every step was eroding what little cartilage she had left. We introduced what I call the shield protocol. After 6 weeks, the clicking hadn't disappeared entirely, but the pain associated with it had dropped from an 8 to a 3. These vegetables contain a miraculous compound called sulforaphane. Think of sulforaphane as a security guard at the gates of your cartilage. There are certain enzymes in your body called metalloproteinases. Let's just call them cartilage crunchers. Their job is to eat old tissue, but in joint pain, they go haywire and start eating the good stuff. Sulforaphane literally blocks these crunchers from entering the joint space. It's like putting a shield over your cartilage cells. A fascinating study from the University of East Anglia in 2013 showed that sulforaphane blocks the enzymes that cause joint destruction. It was one of the first times researchers proved that a common vegetable could have a direct, protective effect on cartilage at the cellular level. Practical guide. The recipe: steam your broccoli for exactly 3 to 4 minutes. Do not boil it. Boiling leaches the sulforaphane into the water. The secret hack: add a pinch of mustard seed powder to your cooked broccoli. This contains an enzyme called myrosinase that activates the sulforaphane, making it up to 4 times more potent. How do you usually cook your broccoli? If you've been boiling it, you might be pouring your knee medicine down the drain. Finally, we come to the most traditional remedy on the list. I call it liquid gold, real, slow-simmered bone broth. Robert was 75 and a veteran. He'd spent years on his feet and his knees were shot. He was skeptical of food as medicine. He wanted a shot or a pill. I told him, "Robert, just give me 30 days of 1 cup of real bone broth a day." 3 weeks later, he walked into my office without his cane. He said, "Doc, I don't know what's in that soup, but my knees feel greased for the first time in a decade." Bone broth is rich in glucosamine, chondroitin, and type 2 collagen. These aren't just buzzwords on supplement bottles. These are the actual raw materials that make up your joint fluid and cartilage structure. Think of it as lubrication from the inside out. As we age, our production of synovial fluid, the oil in our joints, slows down. Bone broth provides the amino acids, like proline and glycine, that tell your body, "Hey, we have the supplies. Start repairing the joints." It's like sending a delivery truck full of bricks to a construction site that's run out of materials. Research published in the journal Nutrients has shown that collagen peptides derived from bone broth are absorbed by the gut and can accumulate in cartilage, significantly reducing pain in athletes and seniors alike. Practical guide. How to make it. You must simmer beef or chicken bones for at least 12 to 24 hours. This melts the collagen into the water. Store-bought stock is not the same thing. The golden time. Drink 1 warm mug in the evening. Your body does most of its repair work while you sleep, so providing the raw materials right before bed is the most effective strategy. Combo tip: add a squeeze of lemon, vitamin C, to your broth to help your body weave that collagen into your joints. Let's recap. To rebuild the environment in your knees, you need 1. Small fatty fish to extinguish the fire. 2. Red bell peppers to architect the structure. 3. Cruciferous veggies to shield the cartilage from damage. 4. Bone broth to provide the raw building blocks. If you start incorporating these 4 things today, You aren't just eating healthy. You are performing a biological intervention. Now, a word of warning, this is not a magic pill. You didn't lose your cartilage overnight, and you won't feel 20 years old tomorrow morning. But if you are consistent, if you give your body 30, 60, or 90 days of this joint protocol, the results can be, as Martha found, absolutely miraculous. Don't let a bone-on-bone diagnosis be a life sentence. Your body wants to heal, you just have to give it the right tools. If you found this helpful, please subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. We have a whole series coming up on natural ways to lower blood pressure and reverse brain fog that you won't want to miss. Your next step. I want you to pick one of these 4 foods and commit to eating it tomorrow. Which one will it be? Tell me in the comments below. I'll be hopping in there to answer as many questions as I can. I'm Dr. David Thompson. Keep moving, stay hopeful, and I'll see you in the next video.